Hi, everybody. I can't believe that we are so close to the end of the school year. We have 2 more weeks of really tough work to go, and then that last week of school, we'll do a few fun things. So, to kick us off for this week, I'm still super excited about our new writing unit. For this week, you're going to go under classwork, and then week 6. All right. It says right here, if you cannot see Fractured Fairy Tale Planning Document, please search for it in your Google Drive. So again, I know there's a lot of people who are not going to see all of the links right here, but there should be one for Fractured Fairy Tale. If not, go to your Google Drive and type in Fractured Fairy Tale, and that's where you're going to find those plans, okay? So there should be 3 links, one of the video I'm making currently, the lesson plans for the week, and then the writing unit. So if I click on this week, all right, Monday, May 4th, 10 a.m., any student who needs help with reading, writing, or any math concepts, I will be logging in at 10 a.m. You're going to do meet.google.com, and your Mrs. Pollitt chat is your joining code. Tuesday, I'm going to have my small group with Logan, Addison, Adelaide, Riley, Savannah, Summer, Elena, and Michaela. Wednesday will be my group 2 with Logan, Griffin, Brody, Xavier, Lydia, Easton, Jason, Isaac. And Thursday, Zach, Carter, Rowan, Alexis, Caden, Xander, Celia, and Pete. So if you can join me, then I'm going to go over some of the writing stuff and see how that's going for you. So since I'm talking about writing, I'm going to pop in already. I'm going to start with writing for this week. Again, I'll go over this with you in your small groups, but we're going to be beginning our last unit in writing. It is the Fractured Fairy Tale lesson. And the first thing you're going to do is view the slideshow. You're going to read through the slideshow. And it's going to talk to you about some different things that go in a fractured fairy tale or just writing a fairy tale in general, okay? Then after you've read that, that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do is there's a video for you to watch. So you're going to watch this little video. It's going to give you some little hints, like down in the corner here, about things that are in a story that you may need to include in your story as well. So that's your video that you're going to watch. Then you're going to move into the outline here. And what you're going to notice in your outline, remember you got to click up here at classwork. What you will notice is, first of all, the directions up here. The first part that you're going to move on to is going to be filling out what story you want to change. So if I want to do a Cinderella story, I'm going to write Cinderella and talk about the characters, the setting, the problem, solution, lessons, and magical events. Right? Then I'm going to take that Cinderella story and I may turn it into some other type of Cinderella story. What am I going to include in that new story that I'm creating? All right. Then you're going to move down to here. You're going to say somebody wanted but then so. Somebody, is it going to be a princess? Is it going to be a monster? Is it going to be an alien? Wanted, what did they want? You're going to be typing that in there. They wanted power, they wanted food, they wanted friends. But there's going to be a problem there. Then so, right? So that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be to make a change to improve your story. So if I'm doing Cinderella, what's going to change? Am I going to go from Cinderella being a princess to Cinderella forever staying a stepchild? What am I going to do there? All right. Step 3, you're going to change the things that you've changed. You're now going to add, and you're just going to be typing in. If you type, that line might move, you can just hit delete and it'll delete the line for you. Okay. You're going to be filling these in, just a little bit of information. I don't want you to write the story yet. This is helping you with your outline, right? Then step 4, create your characters with traits. So let's focus on one character. What kind of traits are they? Are they nice? Are they funny? Are they, Carefree, what kind of traits do they have and what do they want? So focus on one character there. And then step 5, you're going to tell the story with 2 to 3 small moments. So there's trouble, there's more trouble, and maybe even more trouble. So what happened to that monster? What is the problem? Did someone come and stop them? Could they not get a cookie because the cookie jar was empty? What's the problem there? All right. And then, is there a villain in your story? Was there magic used to solve that? Right. And then you need an ending. Think about it. You're not ready to write the whole ending, but just a very quick, I think that they will finally make it back to the castle. All right. You're going to add your details into your story later, but that's just going to get you an idea of where to start. All right. Down here, there's an important line to repeat through the story. We found that when we read some of those stories while we were still in school, if they repeated a line, it just got a little bit funny for us, and it helped us to kind of get into the book because you knew what was going to be coming next. So if you can find a line to repeat, like I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house, then that repeats and it repeats and it repeats, and you get used to it. Right, there's a little checklist for you to make sure that you've included all that. When you're finished with all of that, you have the whole week to fill that out if you need to, but if you get finished early, then you can begin typing your fairy tale below. But you don't want to type your fairy tale until you start all of that. You're going to have 2 weeks to complete all of this. So about a week to start planning it, and then a week to write it. All right. So that's everything for writing for this week and actually next week as well. All right. Let's go into reading. I've kind of changed things up for reading this week. If you take a look at our reading, what I've changed, you are really only going to be listening to some of the stories. They're all twisted, fractured fairy tales, just to get you an idea, to get your brain expanding on some things that you might want to include in your writing. So this week, everything that you're listening to is a fractured fairy tale. You get to this time, Freckle. I'm just going to set a limit for you. You need to kind of set a timer and work on word study at your level for 15 minutes on Monday, and then 15 minutes on your level skills practice for Tuesday. And Wednesday, you'll go back to word study, and Thursday, you'll go back to skills practice. So you go in, you look next to your backpack, there's an ELA button. You click skills practice or word study, and you just move on from there. But you want to spend about 15 minutes doing those. All right, so you're going to be listening to a story, then you have Freckle, and then the last thing you'll do for reading each day is sign into Epic. I put in your backpack for Epic some other fractured fairy tales. You don't have to listen to those, but I want you to really take that 20 minutes of reading to see if you can find some other fractured fairy tales. They don't have to be the ones that I've assigned, but get into the fairy tale kind of vibe for the week and be reading fairy tales this week, right? So reading is pretty straightforward this week. There's no reading response because I really want you to focus on your writing for this week, right? In math, you have extra math every day, of course. And then we're finishing up chapter 12, geometry, this week. So you have 2 days of working with quadrilaterals here. They are confusing, so if you have any questions, reach out. There's lots of songs, there's lots of explanations, and at the bottom I gave lots of other websites to watch videos and practice along with that. Once you move into Wednesday, you're going to be classifying triangles. So there's a game down here, and this one would be on Freckle. So this week is kind of new. We're doing Freckle math. So that's going to be in your backpack when you log on to Freckle, but you'll be doing a few different math Freckle assignments. And then Thursday, you're just classifying all the shapes that you've been working on. It gets tricky because you really have to remember what's parallel, what's intersecting, what are line segments, what are right angles, all the stuff that you've been working on this whole week. It all gets pushed together, and then it gets pretty confusing. So again, I will practice that with you. If I see you in small group this week, we can talk about that. You can ask me questions, and we will work through some of that confusion. And then just play a game on Friday. You have Freckle number 4, geometry at your own level. So the stuff that you've been working on in Freckle, You're going to sign back in, and then it's going to take you through questions that are on your level. There's another video and some games, things like that. And again, down here, there's this whole list of optional fun geometry games to practice and some extra help for you. So we have some fun things this week. And as long as you're working hard this week, I cannot wait until we get to the last week. Work hard this week, work hard next week. And I think I want to spend some time next week maybe sharing some of our fractured fairy tales that you guys are working hard writing. I cannot wait to read them. You guys have become really, really, really fabulous readers. So that is it for now. I think that's everything that you're going to need. All right. 10 a.m. if you need any help Monday, and then small group Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So be checking progress report, progress book to see if you have everything turned in. That way you won't have so much catching up to do that last week of school. All right. I really super missed you guys, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, kiddos.